It's interesting because the topic we wanted to get into is what exactly does that offense need to look like? What does Dak need to look like? But you brought up the fact from personal experience, he's got a major hurdle to jump over before he can start worrying about that.
Yeah, and that's his IR injury from last year. And look, every player has to go through an injury at some point. The hard part is when you're bouncing back from that injury, you can do all your rehab, you can do OTAs, mini camp, run around in training camp and feel fine and look great. When it becomes a live contact environment, that's when you start to think, okay, all this time and effort that I put into this, am I ready to go? Can I take a hit? Can I cut the way that I used to cut? And I'm going to go back to my own experience. In 2006, I tore my ACL, MCL, PCL. I had microfracture all in my right knee on a kickoff. And fast forward to 2007, I was released by the Saints. I'm with the Miami Dolphins. I'm with a new team, and we're playing in New York against the Jets. My first kickoff back from that injury, it took me a year to get back. It's a good thing I had a face mask on because people would have been like, why is he crying? And I just remember being so emotional because I just didn't want to be hurt again. I didn't want to have to go through that same injury. And I knew that if it happened again, my career was over. So the first hurdle for Dak is going to have to be getting back out there in live contact and just getting back to his old self. It's not going to be easy, but I think he can do it. And look, he's going to have to play at a spectacular level this year, especially.
I thought that was a really important story because the human side of this is so significant. Having said that, Kimberley, you look at a guy like Dak Prescott. He's going to have, now he has all the money, and so I think there'll be an additional expectation for that offense to open up for him to be flinging it all over the place. But is that an offense that should run through him or should run through the running game?
It should run through Deke. Dak and Zeke. That's what I'm going to call it. Because, listen, Dak Prescott got paid. But so did Zeke Elliott. Let's not forget. Both have gotten their money, but for Dak, he has to come into this year like that fourth-round pick. He's got not the guy who's one of the highest-paid QBs in the league anymore, because there are a lot of questions about Dak still. And to be fair, it's the Cowboys' fault for a lot of that because they hemmed and hawed about whether to pay him, how long to pay him, how much to pay him. So there are questions about whether Dak can be the guy. But, Greeny, to your point with Zeke Elliott, you know, the 2 years that the Cowboys made the playoffs since Zeke has been drafted, he led the NFL in rushing, both of those years. So I understand that Dak, he's got to play at an elite level, but let's not forget about Zeke Elliott because as he goes, I think this offense goes as well.
It's fascinating to me on a variety of fronts, including you went with Deke instead of Zach. You could have gone either way, really, in combining their two names. It works perfectly either way. Having said that, Mike Tannenbaum, is this an offense this year, for the Cowboys to be the best they can be, is this an offense that should be run first or pass first?
It has to be pass first because if they want to compete with the Tampa Bays of the world, which they will on opening night, they're going to have to score a lot of points. So a little bit different than Kimberley, I think this is pass to score and run to win. So if they put up a lot of points with 3 offensive linemen coming back, 2 number ones on the outside, and Zeke in the backfield, and they have the lead in the fourth quarter against Tampa Bay and Tom Brady on opening night, then you give the ball to Zeke and you play keep away. So you want to pass to score early, and then you want to run to end the game. So I think they have a chance to be the best of both worlds.
I mean, circle back to you, Nink, for a final word on that. Do you see this as a team at its apex, the very best they can possibly be? Are they a run-first team, which they have been in the past behind Zeke Elliott, or is this now officially Dak's time?
It's Dak's time. And look at the way the NFL has turned into the quarterbacks lead the teams. And look, Dak's going to have to play at a high level, and Zeke's going to have a better season, but they're going to have to rely on Dak to throw the ball accurately, and Zeke's going to have to run the ball better. He's going to have to be consistent, more consistent, and he's going to have to catch the ball better out of the backfield because they're going to use him in the screen game. I think that Zeke is one of the best screen catch and run type running backs in the league. So he's just going to have to be better. Defensively, they're going to have to be a lot better. So it's definitely Dak's time. They paid him like it's Dak's time. So now he's going to have to go out there and show us it's his time.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.